Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your big homie Mzilitha, aka LIT, and you know what it is, man. It's lit, it's on fire. I'd like to welcome you to the LTV network. And if it's your first time tuning in, please hit the like, subscribe, the share, the notification bell so that you are reminded every single time I drop. If you're a recurring subscriber, please do hit the like and the share button so that everybody can be notified that we are back on the air. In any case, guys, today I want to just talk about something I literally just came across right now where they were talking about the regulation of podcasting, you know, and I believe this is part of the art sector. And in many cases, we see this a lot that within the art sector, it's like a lot of things are not really supported because this is one of the biggest voices within the industry right now where people can just share their knowledge, share their thoughts, share their information that is out there, at that particular time, and really just speak from the heart and speak really what they believe in, and share their own perspectives on how they think that things should be and things and how things should go. In any case, with that being said and done, I think a lot of people right now, I don't want to say defeated, but they will be silenced in a manner or in a way if this whole judgment is passed through and regulations are made. I mean, already we can see that YouTube on its own, has its own regulations. And if now more regulations are put into place, I mean, like, how far then can people really take this whole podcasting thing? You get what I mean? I mean, a lot of young people now are getting into it. You can see a lot of podcasts are coming up right now of um, young people, youthful people, and right there they sharing their experiences of what's happening, in their lives, in their time, in their industries, you know, and they are sharing their knowledge, their information of, the things that are happening in their lives. And I believe that if now more regulations are done, we won't find youthful leaders anymore who are able to actually voice out on what's happening. Even though, yes, the government in most cases does not want, you know, to give full control over certain sectors. Yet it's funny how certain industries are not properly regulated as well, and I'm not the one to speak on which industries are those, yet we do know that in many spaces uh, that the government is involved, it too is not perfect. It too does not do everything according to the book. They too sometimes break the law. I mean, we have the Madlanga Commission right now that is happening, and we can see that how many government officials are actually part of that. We've had many cases whereby we've seen in the news, we've read on newspapers, we've also seen what is actually happening within the government institutions and how far and how deep the corruption goes within that, and you find that in some podcasts these things are mentioned, in some podcasts these things are spoken about, because podcasting is like vast. You get what I mean? And the information that is spoken about and the information that is shared right there is also vast information, that is spread out across many sectors, within the different industries that are also there. So I think in most cases, or rather the way I see it, in most cases, we see that the arts are a industry, or is a industry whereby people can express what is happening within the culture, the nation, the time they are living in, and people are able to express all of those things, what's happening um, within the lives of the people, what's happening within the minds of the people, what experiences are people going through. And that's what the art does, it's a reflection of what is happening in that day and in that time period, and artists are able to reflect that because they become the voice of the people. You get what I mean? And I believe that podcasting has become that right now. And it has also opened spaces for a lot of people to also just, you know, be able to speak on their experiences and share their perspectives on what is happening. And I believe that, it's the same thing as the whole coronation of the Igbo king. You get what I mean? Like, I'm not the one to say now that it is wrong for us to have um, different cultural people within the same country, or having different nations within the country. I'm not saying that. Yet, also, because of how the government decides to do things, because of how deep corruption goes within the government institutions, and I'm not saying that everybody in the government is corrupt, I'm not saying that the entire government institution is corrupt, but you do see that there are people within the government sector who do bend the rules to benefit them. And because of that and how deep it goes, we then find ourselves in situations such as a coronation of a king happening within a country that has its own kings. Do you get what I mean? That has its own royalty, and that has its own cultural chiefs that actually are supposed to be there to also regulate what is happening within the nation that they are in charge of. You get what I mean? And I'm not saying that now drastic decisions should be made in terms of violence or anything, yet I do believe that there should be regulations in so many other sectors. Do you get what I mean? That need those regulations to be there, instead of putting regulations in sectors that don't need really those kind of regulations. I mean, let's just look at the employment rate. Let's look at the unemployment rate. Let's look at how many youthful people are sitting at home with diplomas, degrees, PhDs, who are unable to find work. And now, because of the time we live in, youthful people are creating then jobs for themselves. They are creating ways to then employ themselves. They are creating ways to put bread on the table. And now, if there's regulation in certain sectors that actually need the voices of the youth, then that means you are silencing the youth. You are not standing with the youth. You get what I mean? And that now also now puts the youth in a position whereby now what are you saying they must do? Not everybody wants to go out and rob people. Not every youthful person wants to go out and steal. Not every person wants to do corrupt things in order to get somewhere. Some people want to do things the right way. Do you get what I mean? And now, if you put rules in places where there's already rules that govern that space, now you are bringing oppression up on a space that is already governed. Do you get what I mean? So for me, that's just my 2 cents. I think the government's focus in most cases is on the wrong things. You get what I mean? It's really on the wrong things, or rather, they not focusing or putting focus on the things that they really need to put focus on. Do you get what I mean? That can uplift the youth, that can bring more job opportunities, that can bring more, that can uplift more of the youth. You get what I mean? I'm not saying that the government is doing nothing, yet you get what I mean. The same energy and time they are wasting on putting um, control over certain industries, they could use that same time and energy in creating more industries that can actually be opportunities for the youth. So that's my 2 cents, guys. In any case, thank you very much for always supporting this channel. Thank you very much for supporting the videos. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so that you are reminded when I drop. Please do comment and tell me if I should drop more videos like this, or what kind of content would you like to also see. Remember that we are also starting from nothing. We're starting from scratch with this one. So if there are people who also just want to support by donating, just comment down below how you can support or how can you donate. Then from there on, we'll get in contact with you and we'll let you know how to support and donate so that the channel can grow. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Till next time, it's your big homie Mzilitha, aka LIT, and you know what it is. It's lit, it's on fire. Bam.